Hello everyone, this is Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma. Today we're going to be making the plain or fancy Christmas can cozies. Now the thing about this can cozy is someone said, Glenda, will that fit on a canning jar? Well, this is a pint-sized canning jar and it did fit over the canning jar. So this also would make a nice little candy jar. Fill it with candy, put the lid on. Very nice little accent for that. And then you could also put one of those little candles in there, the battery operated candles, and that would be cute. And then again, you can use them as the can cozies to protect your furniture over the holidays when everybody's grabbing those sodas or whatnot and putting them on your furniture. And these, I do believe, fit a water bottle. For this project, you're going to need 1 skein of white, 1 skein of green, and 1 skein of red. Now that will make a total of 6 can cozies. It will make 2 red, 2 green, and 2 white. You're also going to need a yarn needle for sewing on your little decorative pieces. Unless you make them plain, you won't need that. And you're going to need size I9 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So these measure about 3 inches in diameter across the bottom, 3 inches, and then they measure 4 inches from top to bottom. Now with this pattern, the nice thing is you can adjust this pattern to whatever size you wish. If you would like that shorter, you can just eliminate a few of these rounds. If you want it higher, you can just add a round or two and take it up as high as you wish. So that would be up to you. So that is the pattern. Grab your hook, grab your yarn. Again, the cotton is more absorbent, but you can use a 4 medium weight acrylic yarn if you wish. And I'll be right back and we'll get this project started. So I have my yarn attached to my hook and we're going to chain 2. And you want this first chain here to be a little loose. So yarn over, pull through. This is your first chain, and this does not count as a chain. Yarn over and pull through. We have our 2 chain. We're going to skip the first chain and we're going to work 7 single crochet in the last chain. So skip the first chain, insert into that next chain, which is the last chain, yarn over, pull through that chain. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Insert into that same chain, yarn over, pull back through that chain. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that's a single crochet. You have 2 single crochet made. We need a total of 7, so we need to work 5 more single crochet into this same chain stitch. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 3 of the 7. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 4. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 5. And you may want to pull those stitches back. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 6. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet, and that's 7. And then just count backwards to make sure you have your 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're going to insert our hook under the top 2 strands of that first single crochet. Now this one loop always wants to bend down, so just make sure you get under that front loop and the back loop. We're going under both loops. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. We just slip stitched our work together. My yarn split just a little there. There we go. So now we have 7 single crochet in round 1. So for round 2, we're going to start with a chain 1. We're going to work 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So you're going to go right back into that beginning stitch just on the left side. Here's your chain 1, and you'll see right here is where we're going to go into that stitch. Just go right on the left side, insert underneath those 2 strands, and work a single crochet. That's 1. Insert, you can see the space a little bit better now, into that same space and work a second single crochet. That's 2. Find your next single crochet. Right here it is. Insert under the top of those 2 strands and work 2 single crochet. There's 1. Insert into that same space right where you work that stitch and work a second single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Find that next stitch. You can see it right here. You're going under both of those strands of yarn. So insert your hook under both strands and work 2 single crochet. There's 1. Insert into that same stitch and work your second single crochet. So go ahead and repeat 2 single crochet in each remaining single crochet around, and you should have a total of 14 single crochet. I'm going to finish my stitches and I'll be back at the end of round 2. I'm over at the end of round 2, and you should have a total of 14 single crochet around, and when you get to the end it will look like you have a stitch there, but that's not a stitch. I tell all my subscribers when you work in the round you have what I call a joining bar here. That is not a stitch. So double count your stitches. Start with the last stitch worked, count around. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. If you have more than 14 stitches, then rip it out and redo round 2 until you have 14 single crochet around. You're going to skip this joining bar, you're going to skip this chain 1 space right here, and we're going to slip stitch right into the top of that first single crochet. So skip the joining bar, skip that beginning chain 1, insert right into the top of that first single crochet made, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. Round 2 is finished, and you should have a total of 14 single crochet made. So to start round 3, we're going to start with a chain 1. We're going to single crochet into the same stitch as that beginning stitch. So right to the left of where you chained 1, right into the same space here, right here. Insert your hook and work a single crochet. We're going to work 2 single crochet into the next single crochet. So find your next stitch. It's right here to the left. Insert under those top 2 strands and work 2 single crochet. There's 1. Insert into that same stitch and work a second single crochet. So now we're getting ready to start our repeat, and we're going to do our repeat 6 times around. We're going to single crochet into the next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work a single crochet. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 single crochet. There's 1, and work your second single crochet. That's the end of the repeat. So go ahead and repeat that 5 more times. You're going to work 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 2 single crochet into the next, and that is the end of the repeat, and you're going to do that 5 more times around. I will meet you at the end of round 3, and you should have a total of 21 single crochet. I'll be right back and I'll show you how to join. I'm over at the end of round 3. Double check your stitch count. Start at the last stitch made, count backwards around to that first single crochet made, and you should have a total of 21 single crochet. So we're going to skip the joining bar, We're going to skip that beginning chain 1. You're going to insert your hook under the first single crochet made of that round, and we're going to slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. Round 3 is finished, and now we're going to move on to round 4. So round 4, we're going to start with a chain 1. We're going to work a single crochet in each of the first 6 single crochet. So insert into that same joining stitch at first stitch right to the left of our chain 1 and work a single crochet. That's 1. Insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 2. Insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 3. Insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 4. Insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet. That's 5. Insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet, and that's 6. We're going to work 2 single crochet into the next stitch. So insert into that next stitch and work a single crochet. That's 1. Insert into that same stitch and work a single crochet, and that's 2, and that is the end of our repeat. So you're going to repeat that around 2 more times. You're going to single crochet in each of the next 6 single crochet stitches, and then you're going to work 2 single crochet into the 7th stitch, and you're going to do that 2 more times around. So go ahead and repeat that around. I will meet you at the end of round 4, and you should have a total of 24 single crochet made. I'm over at the end of round 4, and you should have a total of 24 single crochet made. Now to join this round, we're only going to go into the back loop of that beginning single crochet, because for the next round we're going to be working in the back loops in order to start forming our sides. And you're going to insert right in the center of the top of that stitch in that back loop only. So skip that front loop, insert your hook into the back loop only, yarn over, pull through that loop, and pull through the loop on your hook. So now we're working in the back loops only of round 5. So to start round 5, we're going to start with a chain 1, and we're working into the back loops, and now we're going to be doing a whole different stitch pattern. We're going to single crochet into this beginning single crochet, and we're only going in the back loop. Insert your hook and work a single crochet. We're going to work a double crochet into the back loop of that next stitch. So yarn over, insert into the back loop of that next stitch, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. You just made a double crochet. So now we're going to start our repeat. It's very, very simple. Insert into the back loop of that next single crochet and work a single crochet. And we're only working into that 1 loop. We're going to work a double crochet into the back loop of that next stitch. So yarn over, insert into the back loop only, just that 1 loop, yarn over, pull back through that stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. Your double crochet is made, and that was the end of your repeat. So I'll show you one more time, very, very simple repeat. Insert your hook into the back loop of that next stitch. Here's your next stitch. We're going into the back loop only, just 1 loop. Work a single crochet. And this is the beginning of the repeat. We're going to work a double crochet into the back loop of this next stitch. Yarn over, insert into the back loop only of that next stitch, and work a double crochet. And that is the end of your repeat. So go ahead and work 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, work 1 double crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, and that's the end of the repeat, and you're going to repeat that around. Single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch, double crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. Repeat that around. You will have a total of 24 stitches. I'll meet you at the end of round 5. I'm over at the end of round 5, and you can see how my work is starting to turn up. Just slightly, you can see how it's starting to form the sides. You should have a total of 24 stitches. So make sure you double count yourself. Start with this last stitch made, count around, make sure you have a total of 24 stitches when you come to this beginning single crochet. There will be a slight gap. You have to remember this is not a stitch. When you get to the end of your work, you should end with a double crochet. We're going to skip this joining bar, we're going to skip this beginning chain 1 space, and we're going to come clear over to this beginning single crochet. You're going to insert your hook under both strands of yarn at the top of that stitch, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop of your hook. You just slip stitched your work together. Now this is going to bow in, so the right side is going in. You need to keep moving that so your right side of your work is always facing you. So we're going to start round 6, and with round 6 we're going to be working under both strands of those stitches. Round 5 just helped us form our sides, so this is the bottom where that ridge is here. This will be the bottom of the can cozy, and then this starts our side. So for round 6 we're going to start with a chain 3. You can see that this is a beginning single crochet that we started with in the last round. So what we do is we're alternating stitches. We're going to work a double crochet into the single crochet and a single crochet into the double crochet, a double crochet into the single crochet, and a single crochet into the double crochet, and we're just going to alternate around. So let's begin. Let's chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this will count as the first double crochet in that beginning single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet into that next double crochet, and you can tell the double crochet is a longer stitch. So insert into the top of that next double crochet and work a single crochet. So now we're going to start our repeat. It's just a very simple 2-stitch repeat. We're going to double crochet into this next single crochet, and this is the beginning of the repeat. Yarn over, insert into that next single crochet, and work a double crochet. Insert into that next double crochet and work a single crochet, and we're going under both loops of the stitch. That's the end of the repeat. I'll show you one more time. We're going to double crochet into the next single crochet, so yarn over the hook, insert into that next single crochet, and work a double crochet. Insert into that next double crochet, and again you can tell it's the double crochet because it's a longer stitch. Insert into the top of that double crochet and work a single crochet. And that is the end of the repeat. So go ahead and continue around, work 1 double crochet into the next single crochet, and then single crochet into the next double crochet. Repeat that around. You will have a total of 24 stitches. I'll meet you at the end of round 6 and show you how to join. I'm over at the end of round 6, and you should have a total of 24 stitches, and that is including this beginning chain 3. So we're going to end with a single crochet into that last double crochet around, so you should have ended with a single crochet. We're going to skip this joining bar, and then we're going to count up to the top of that beginning chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Insert into the top of that beginning chain 3 space. I'm going to get under those top 2 strands of that stitch, yarn over, pull through the top of that beginning chain 3 and through the loop on your hook. We just slip stitched round 6 together. I'm going to just show you how it looks now. And you can see our sides are forming. So now for round 7, we're just doing the opposite of what we did in round 6. Round 6 we started with the chain 3. Round 7 we're going to start with a chain 1. Now rounds 6 and 7 will be our repeat rounds, and that will create our pattern, and you can adjust those rounds accordingly up your can or jar, whatever you're making, to the height you desire. If you like the desired size of what my can looks like, let me grab it real quick. Here it is. And I did that because you don't want it so high that when you put your mouth on the can that you're getting, you know, this clear up here. So I kept it down a little, but you can add an extra round or two. It's up to you. So for round 7, let's start with a chain 1. And we're going to go right into the top of that beginning chain 3 where we joined. Insert your hook back into the top of that chain 3 and work a single crochet. We're going to work a double crochet into the next single crochet, and you can tell the single crochet because it's the shorter stitch and it just has those 2 little lines. The double crochet is much larger and longer, and it has more detail to the stitch. So yarn over, insert into the top of that next single crochet and work a double crochet. Now we're going to start our repeat. We're going to single crochet into the next double crochet, insert into that next double crochet stitch, and work a single crochet. Yarn over, insert into that next single crochet, and work a double crochet. And that's the end of our repeat. I'll show you one more time. Insert your hook into the next double crochet and work a single crochet. Yarn over the hook, insert into the next single crochet stitch and work a double crochet. And that's the end of the repeat. So go ahead and work 1 single crochet into the next double crochet and 1 double crochet into that next single crochet. Repeat that around. You will have a total of 24 stitches. So I will meet you at the end of round 7 and show you how to join. I'm over to the end of round 7, and you should have ended with a double crochet into that last single crochet around. So now we're going to skip our joining bar. We're going to skip that beginning chain 1, and you're going to insert your hook under the top of that first stitch of round 7 and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that stitch and pull through the loop on your hook. So round 7 is complete, and now you can really see our sides. It looks like a little bowl, little basket. So now for rounds 8 through 15, you're just going to click back on the video and you're going to repeat round 6 and round 7 4 more times until you get to the end of round 15. So go ahead and click back on that video, repeat round 6 and 7 4 more times, and I will meet you at the end of round 15, and you should have a total of 24 stitches in each round that you make. So go ahead and repeat that, and I will meet you at the end of round 15. I'm over to the end of round 15, and this is what your work should look like. It's starting to look like a can cozy. So for the end of round 15, you should have ended with a double crochet. We're going to skip that joining bar. We're going to skip that chain 1. We're going to insert underneath the beginning of that single crochet, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. We just slip stitched round 15 together. So now I'm just going to fasten off. I'm going to grab my red and green, and we're going to be putting our accent trim around the top of our work. Now, you don't have to use two different colors if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable with working each strand separately and each stitch separately, then by all means use just a solid color if you prefer. It's okay. Whatever you want to do to make your cozy, you can customize it to suit yourself. So you're going to need one strand of your green, and you're going to need one strand of your red. Now we're going to hold these together, but we're going to work each strand separately. Now it doesn't matter what color you start with, so you're going to hold both strands together, and we're going up into that beginning single crochet right here where we fastened off. I'm just going to let my end hang. Usually I would crochet right over this. Well, maybe I will anyhow. I just don't want to confuse you. I think I'll just leave it hang back there and weave it in later. So I'm going to read this exactly as the instructions say. So if you have the instructions from the website, it says, using both trim colors, which I'm using the red and green, using each strand separately, join first trim color in joining stitch. So our joining stitch is this beginning single crochet where we join. So I'm going to insert my hook, and we're going to pull our first color through. I'm going to start with red. I'm going to pull the red through, and I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now, because we're working double crochet, a double crochet is usually 3 chains to act as the first double crochet. So what you're going to do is you're going to join your second trim color by pulling through the last chain made. So you're just going to grab that next color, which is the green, and when you pull it through your chain, you can see how that red chain created your third red chain for that first red double crochet. Now I'm just going to pull a little on that red and tighten that chain up a little. But you're still holding both strands of yarn in your hand. So now we're going to work our next color, which is green, and we're working 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and we're going to alternate our colors as we go, and we're going to change colors before we pull the last loop through of each stitch. So I have the green loop on my hook, so I'm going to yarn over with the green. I'm going to insert it into the next stitch, and I'm going to work right over my end. I have the red and green behind that. Yarn over, pull that green through that stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over with the green and pull it through 2 loops. Now we're getting ready to pull our last loop through, so you need to grab your red. Yarn over with red and pull through those 2 green loops. And if you notice, it creates the top of our green double crochet, and the red is on our hook to begin our next stitch. So I'll work a few stitches with you. Yarn over with the red, and you always, whatever color is on your hook is the color you start your stitch with. So yarn over with the red, insert the red into the next stitch, and again I'm working over those ends. Yarn over with the red, pull it back through that stitch, yarn over with the red and pull through 2 loops. You're going to grab your green, yarn over with the green and pull through those last 2 red loops. Again, the top of your stitch should be the same color as that stitch. The next color for the next stitch, which is green, should be the color of loop on your hook. So I'm going to let my ends fold back behind there. I don't want to confuse anybody with those ends. So we have green on our hook, so we're going to yarn over with the green, insert your hook into the next stitch under the top 2 strands, yarn over with the green, pull back through that stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over with the green and pull through 2 loops. So we're getting ready to finish the stitch, and you can see that before you pull your last loop through, you have to change your color. Yarn over with the red and pull through the last 2 loops. Your green stitch is finished. and your red is the next color of stitch that goes into that next stitch. So let me get these ends out of the way. So let's work a few more stitches and then you can try it on your own, and if you need help you can always click back on the video. So we have red on our hook, yarn over with the red, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over with the red, pull back through that stitch, yarn over with the red and pull through 2 loops. We're going to finish our stitch with the green, yarn over with the green and pull through the 2 red loops. Again, check your work and make sure that the top of the stitch is the same color. If you didn't, then rip out and check and see what you did wrong. If you need to click back on the video, then do so. So I'm going to work 2 more stitches. We have green on the hook, yarn over with the green, insert into that next stitch, yarn over with the green, pull back through that stitch, yarn over with the green and pull through 2 loops. We're going to finish our stitch with the next color, which is red, yarn over with the red and pull through 2 loops. Our stitch is complete and the top of that stitch is the same color as the stitch. So let's work one more color, one more stitch. I have red on the hook, yarn over with the red, insert into that next stitch, yarn over with the red, pull it back through that stitch, yarn over with the red, pull through 2 loops only, and then we finish off our stitch with the next color, which is green. Yarn over with the green and pull through the 2 red loops. Again, check your stitches and all the stitches have the same color top as the stitch underneath, and that's how you do it. So click back on the video if you need help and continue working 1 green double crochet in the next stitch, 1 red double crochet into the next, repeat that around, and I will meet you at the end of round 16. I'm over at the end of round 16 and I'm getting ready to finish my last stitch. You should have ended with a green double crochet, so I'm getting ready to finish that last stitch. So I'm going to take my red, yarn over, go through those 2 loops of the green stitch. I'm skipping that joining bar and I'm coming right up to the top of that beginning chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm using my red. Insert your hook into the top of that 3rd red chain at the beginning, yarn over with the red, pull it through that chain and pull it through the loop on your hook. So I'm going to fasten off both colors and then I just chain 2. Most people chain 1, I chain 2, and then I just pull down on that loop and it creates a knot, and then I'll weave these ends in. Now I'll secure this green. What I usually do is I'll come down and I'll grab the stitch below, just that loop below that stitch. It's a little tight. So I grab that stitch below and I'll just chain 2 again, pull that through and go 1, 2, and then when you pull down you can see it creates a knot, and that really secures your work. And then what I'll do is I'll take these stitches and I'll take my yarn needle and I'll weave them down through the stitches underneath and maybe back up and down through maybe 2 stitches. So that's how I fasten off. If you have a preferred method, then do it the way you prefer. So right now, the main part of our can cozy is finished. This part here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our leaves and make our berry, and then all you have to do is sew on your little decoration and your can cozy is finished. Now if you prefer to leave them plain like we did the green one, you can just leave it plain and just keep them that way for the holidays. Or if you want to get some of those fancy little foam decorations with the snowman or Christmas tree, you can hot glue them on there, whatever you choose to do. Remember, you're the creator of what you make. This is a base to give you an idea of what to do, but you can always customize it to suit your own idea for the holidays. So, okay, I'm going to grab my green and we're going to get started and make our little holly leaves. I'll be right back. So I have my green attached to my hook and I just tie a double knot, and we're going to begin with a chain 6. Yarn over, pull through, that's your first chain, and this does not count as a chain. Yarn over, pull through, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for round 1, this is only a 1 round to make our leaf. We're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain from hook. So we're going to skip the first 2 chain, 1, 2, insert your hook into that 3rd chain and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that chain, and pull through the loop on your hook. This makes the top of our little leaf. We're going to single crochet into the next chain, insert your hook into the next chain, and work a single crochet. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch into the last single crochet we made. So bring your hook down, you're going to insert in the front loop. We're going to go from top to bottom down through that front loop and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull back through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. This creates the point of our leaf. So now we're going to single crochet into this next stitch. So make sure you look of where your stitch ended. There's the last single crochet made. So you're going to come over here to this next stitch. Insert into that next chain and work a single crochet. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to bring your hook down and you're going to go from top to bottom through the front loop of that single crochet you just made and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that loop of that stitch and pull through the loop on your hook. So now we have just 1 chain remaining on our foundation chain, and we're going to work 4 half double crochet in this last chain. So yarn over, insert into that last chain and work a half double crochet. That's 1. Yarn over, insert into that same last chain, work a half double crochet. That's 2. Yarn over, insert into that same last chain, work a half double crochet. That's 3, and what it's doing is it's starting to turn so we can work around the other side of our foundation chain. So we need to make 1 more half double crochet all in this last chain. Yarn over, insert into that same chain and work a half double crochet. And that's 4. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch into the front loop of that last half double crochet made. So come over, take your hook from top to bottom down through the front loop of that last half double crochet made and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that front loop and pull through the loop on your hook. So now working on the bottom of our foundation chain, we're going to single crochet into the next chain. So right here's our next chain. You can see where that stitch is. So insert into that next chain and work a single crochet. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to slip stitch into the front loop of that last single crochet made. So take your hook, insert it from top to bottom through that front loop of that last single crochet made and slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through that front loop and pull through the loop on your hook. We're going to skip the remaining chains and we're going to join with a slip stitch underneath the beginning slip stitch. So we skip those 2 chains and we slip stitch. So when you see this beginning little circle loop, we're going right underneath that. So you're going to skip that next chain, insert right underneath that beginning slip stitch where we slip stitched. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. And that creates your leaf. So now we're going to fasten off. So leave about a nice 12-inch sewing length, a nice length that you can get your needle in there and work. And then it's always nicer to have a little longer length than too short of a length. Now I'm going to fasten off. Again, I always chain 2. Most people chain 1. So I just chain 2, and then I pull down and it creates a knot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this little piece here, or use your yarn needle and weave it through more. I don't think it went through enough stitches, so I'll weave that through a few more stitches and then trim that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn needle and thread your needle. You're going to place your leaf where you want it. Now this here is the top of your leaf, so that is this part here. So what you want to do, and I sew directly through the center of my leaf. So you want this to be pulled to the back so you don't see that knot, and just use your yarn needle and secure that back there. Place it on your can cozy and then sew right down through the center. And when you look at my can, you can see I don't sew the ends. I leave that open. It just makes it look more like a leaf. If you sew it flat, I don't think it looks as nice. But it's all up to you. I just sew right down through the center. So when you place that there and kind of make it sort of like a V, not completely straight across, but just a slight V to it, and then sew that to the front of your can cozy. Now it may be easier to put the can in it first, or to make sure you put maybe a piece of cardboard or something so you don't sew through the back of your can cozy. So that's how you make your leaf. So go ahead and repeat. Click back on the video where you started your leaf. You'll need to make one more leaf and then sew those 2 on your can. I'm going to go ahead and grab my red, and I'm going to show you how to make this little berry. And then what you do is just sew that right into the center of your leaves. So first go make your second leaf, get them sewed on your can, and then come back and we'll get this little red berry started. So I'm getting ready to make our little berry. So I have my red attached to my hook, and we need to chain 2. Yarn over, pull through, that's 1. Yarn over, pull through, and that's 2. We're going to start and work 5 single crochet into the second chain from hook. So skip the first chain, insert your hook into that second chain from hook, and work a single crochet. Yarn over, pull through that chain, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's 1 single crochet. Insert into that same chain and work a single crochet. That's 2. Insert your hook into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 3. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet. That's 4. Insert into that same chain, work a single crochet, and that's 5. And you should have a little hole in the middle. So now we're just going to fasten off, and again leave a sewing length about a nice 12 inches. I'm just going to fasten off. You do not join, you just fasten off. I have my yarn needle, so I'm going to thread my yarn in my needle. And then we're going to take our little circle with the 5 single crochet, and we're just going to go in and out through the top of those 5 stitches, right underneath those top 2 strands. Oops, got that back piece of yarn. Try to keep that end out of the way. and I'm just going to weave in and out of those 5 stitches. That's 3. I'm going into my 4th stitch, and I'm going right underneath those 2 strands, and I'm coming out through my 5th stitch. So now what you want to do is you want to pull on your yarn, and you want to pull this tight, but what you want to do is make sure that you use your fingers, and when you're pulling this, you want the right side of your work to bend inward. So you want to make sure it doesn't bend out to the wrong side. You want it to bend inward so the right side of your stitches is facing out. So take your fingers and just kind of pinch it down and just pull as you're doing that. And what happens is you pull it tight, and you can see it makes that little berry right there with the little tiny hole on top. And then you're just going to take your yarn needle and just attach it through that to secure it. And I go from one side to the other, and then I go from the opposite side like an X. And there my berry is finished. So what you can do is, you have 2 ends remaining. You can take this, and you can take your can, and you can take your yarn needle and just insert it on this side of your leaf, and then back out through the other side of the other leaf like so, and you can attach that berry just like that. If you take the can out, then what you can do is thread the yarn on this short piece, pull the short piece through to the back, tie it in a knot, and then you can weave your ends in behind your work. So that's just a suggestion of how it would be easier to attach that berry. So go ahead and attach your berry right to the center of your leaves, and then your can cozy is finished. So I hope everyone enjoyed this simple little can cozy. You can just use the photo for placement of your leaves if you need to. So this is the white one, and then I have the plain green one, and then we had the red. So beautiful little set of can cozies for the holidays. And again, remember, you can put that on a pint-sized mason jar, or you can increase rounds 8 through 15, and you can put this on a quart-sized jar if you want a larger candy jar, and put the lid on it, decorate it however you choose. So all kinds of ideas. So thank you everybody for stopping by and working on the plain or fancy Christmas can cozies. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the crochet fun we have here on our channel. The link to this pattern will be in my description box, so if you're interested in getting that pattern, you can follow along with this video. So happy crocheting everyone, and happy holidays.